and that is how the irrigation is going. I ended up capping it temporarily, so we'll probably be fine for now, but hello, howdy, and welcome back to the garden. I'm Kathryn, the Aerogarden Homesteader. We have had some unseasonably warm temperatures. Hopefully by this weekend we will be back down to seasonably warm temperatures, but it has been a little hard to keep the garden wet. So I have jacked up the sprinklers timing, and now I think everything's a little too wet, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, I have broccoli. Oh my goodness. Got the tomatoes are looking pretty good. The basil is still looking a little sunburnt, but it looks like it's pushing out some side growth, so hopefully that's good. Let me see, the mustard is still going to seed, but I decided that the best use for it would be to just let it go to seed, and then I have mustard seed, so why not? Garlic is looking really good, although I get a little bit of browning on the tips, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I did replace some of the, I don't know if you can see it back there, got this greenhouse structure in the way, but I put some purple basil in to replace one of the really sad looking basils that I didn't think made it, so got replaced. And over here in this other bed, well, this broccoli hasn't quite formed a head yet. Got some, oh my goodness, that poor tomato plant is so small, I should just replace it. But anyways, everything seems like it's doing really well. The dill has bounced back from its transplantation shock. And then I've got a bunch of flowers that I put in the garden. So I got flowers here. These are chives that are flowering that I moved. They were where the raised beds were going, so they had to get moved. So I moved them. We got some work going on in the neighborhood, so you're going to hear that in the background. There's not much I can do about it. That's the joys of urban farming and recording. This is our apple. We have little apples forming. You can see that some of them did not get pollinated, so this one will eventually just fall off on its own. But it's probably a good thing, because this would have been a huge cluster of apples and it would have weighed this poor little branch down. We do go through with like a shepherd's hook and we tie the branches up to help support them if they're really tiny like that. Our strawberries are just doing amazing. Like, look at the size of these clusters of flowers. It's insane. So they are, we've got a whole bunch down there. This is like one of our patches. And then there's another patch along the back. Here are a lot of the leftovers of my plants, so I will probably be trying to, I've sold some, I'll probably be giving some away as well. I did try taking some strawberry starts out of the ground to see if I could do that. So yeah, I still have lots of extra plants. Don't have that many extra pepper plants, so that's probably, I probably planted the right number. This is our pear. The pears are getting bigger. Let me see, over here I have my squash. That's looking pretty good. It looks like it's got a slight yellowing of the leaves, so it's not bad yet. I got some squash over. This is actually a pumpkin pie pumpkin. So I have that over here with a, I hope this is a red strawberry. So we transplanted it from somewhere else. It was growing in the lawn, so we don't know if it was red or, I don't know, maybe it's another white one. These tomato plants over here are doing really good. This was that tiny little random one I found. It's actually doing really good. And then I planted just a bunch of extra, I think these are beefsteak. So I planted them along here as well. Got my sunflowers back here. They're doing pretty good. This will be a nice little wall of sunflower. I can't wait, actually. They'll be really pretty. And over here with my tomatoes and my peas, I put basil in the ground. So I had some extra basil plants. I just chucked those in the ground. These are those onions that had started sprouting from my last year's garden, actually. I stuck them in the ground, and you can see they divided, and this one is flowering. So it'll put out some onion seeds that I can save for next year, or the fall, or whenever. And then we have so many strawberry flowers. I mean, it's insane. This just goes the whole length. And then I actually planted a little bit of sunflower at the end of the row because I had some space. My peas are doing really well. I've started seeing some peas actually growing, and not just flowers. I'm seeing peas, so that's awesome. and then I planted tomatoes in front. So as the peas die back, the tomatoes will slowly take over that spot. The leeks, like, I don't know what to do with these. They look so good. I must be able to just harvest them as leeks. They're not big enough yet though. Oh yeah, in here. So if you see that you get some strawberry runners, you want to pull them out because it actually takes energy away from your plants. This is how they reproduce. And if they can put this on the ground and reproduce this way, why are they going to put energy into making fruit? So, and obviously, if you don't do this, they will take over. Oh my gosh, these are like weeds. This is almost one of the worst plants I have ever planted. Like, I spend a good chunk of the day doing this. And in case you wanted a chicken update, they are so big. Oh my gosh, they could jump out of this container, but we keep a lid on it. This container was a little too small for the size they have gotten now. So they will peck at me. They don't like being touched, but we're trying to make them a little friendlier. But yeah, they've gotten so big. So they are on their last week of heat lamp. They've got a few more days of that, and then we should be able to cut them off and get them acclimated to indoor house temperatures for a few more days, and hopefully we'll have the coop ready by then. We're a little slow. We can only do it on weekends, so. But for the most part, we've got 3 chickens with names, and we've got 2 without. So we'll see. We'll see if the personalities of the other ones kind of develop, and we can tell them apart. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're trying to get out. So this little raised bed, I finally went through. I had to dig out the plug in the bottom because I actually had this in the house, and I didn't want it leaking water everywhere. So I dug the plug out, and I topped it off with more soil just to bring the level up, and I gave it a little bit of food. So I have some raised bed organic fertilizer of some sort, so I chucked that in. And these are, I believe 3 of them are cabbage, and one of them, that one might be a cauliflower. So we'll see. And my poor cucumber, that was over in this last spot here, it didn't make it, so I ended up just chucking in another pumpkin pie pumpkin there. Dill looks like it's doing really good, so I'm happy about that. And over here, actually, I put in some more of the pumpkin pie pumpkins because I had them. No one was buying them, so I used them. And finally, I don't know if you watched my video about the irrigation. I put in some irrigation in these raised beds, and this is my tea garden bed. So this is this was bee balm, this is chamomile, and this is catmint. So these are like things I can use to make tea. I can use regular mint to make tea as well. Oh yeah, that's cool. But I wanted to make one bed that was specific for tea. And then over here I have one that is more of like flowery things. So I've got some flowers in the back, which now I can't remember which ones I planted back there. It is calendula. So this was supposed to be the medicinal bed. So it's calendula. These ones in the front are mint, and that's all that's in here. This one is more the herb garden. I need to give it water, so the pressure drops off as I go further along, further away from the sprinkler head. We didn't know how that would work, so now we know. So what I will do is this bed and the next bed beside it, I will actually take it off the line, flip them over, and attach it to a sprinkler that I have. I don't know if you can see it, it's right over there. And that will hopefully give enough pressure for this bed. But in the meantime, I will just come through and hand water this for the next couple of days, just until the next time we make it to Lowe's. But this one's herb garden. So it's got parsley, which I don't eat. This is the Thai basil, which I don't really use. This is the just regular green basils in the back. I got some purple basils in the front here. And then this is the thyme. Oh, look at that. I actually put a tag in here. Then this one is flowers. So I've got marigold, and these are California poppies. I was actually looking up how big some of these got so I could make sure I put the taller ones in the back, which apparently marigold is the taller one and California poppies are the shorter one. And I looked up delphinium to see how tall that was. I was going to put the delphinium in this bed, and I found out delphinium is part of the belladonna family. And if I'm remembering correctly, that is a poisonous plant. So I put it out front, and I will probably not be planting it again because I have kids and I don't want them getting into it. But we'll see. It'll probably volunteer on its own, and then I'll just be stuck with it forever. Who knows? And then I had some space over here, so yes, more pumpkin pie pumpkins. I probably planted too many of those. I've got some alyssum. I actually planted all of the alyssum, all of the delphinium, and all of the zinnias out front. Well, actually, I might have put some zinnia out back. I don't remember if those are zinnia. But yeah, so this is how everything is going. I've got these all planted out. I do need to water them. I did have a little bit of chive that did finally grow from the Aerogarden seed kits. I don't know how well it'll do because, again, I don't know if these beds will get cold enough in the winter to freeze the roots. I did kind of purposely put that one in the middle, but thyme should in theory come back. The mint should in theory come back. And the calendula, I don't know if calendula comes back or not. So yeah, I'm just really new to flowers, sort of new to herbs. You know, hey, I've grown them in an Aerogarden, but that doesn't mean I know what they do. So we will see. But this is how the garden is going. And that is how the irrigation is going. I ended up capping it temporarily, so we'll probably be fine for now. But I hope you found this video useful. I hope you are enjoying seeing how the garden is going. I will keep you informed of how these are doing, and if I manage to get the irrigation to work better by splitting the system. In the meantime, I will put up some other videos that you might enjoy watching. I have some shorts out, actually. Aerogarden was running an amazing sale on their farms. It might still be going when this video airs, but yeah, keep an eye out on those shorts because I sometimes put in information that is different from what's in the videos. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry about the noise in the background, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.